In the headlines, Abuja kidnapped victims recount experience days after abduction of over 20 persons in Buari. 4 children die from diphtheria in Nasarawa. Bandits invade Zamfara community, abduct 10 persons. On the foreign scene, landmine blast kills 2 soldiers in Benin Republic. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. And now the news in full. Nigeria's capital city has been inundated with security challenges which continues to undermine the safety of lives and properties. A recent kidnapping in Dede area of Buari has unsettled residents following the abduction of over 20 persons. In this report, Noel Samson speaks to a survivor and community members on the aftermath of the attack.
What goes around comes around, and for residents of this community, the event of Saturday, December 9th will forever be etched in their memories when men of the underworld stormed livestock estate where about 25 persons were kidnapped. Among the 24 kidnapped, these survivors are sharing the details of the traumatic experience as they recount the sequence of attack.
I was actually on a bike, so at the entrance of the estate, a group of men just approached me and the bikeman and aggressively asked me to come down from the bike. So I did, and what shocked me was that 1 or 2 of them were on camouflage. So I thought, what could be happening in the estate? Could there be a criminal case and men in uniform have come to investigate or something? So I came down, I was like, yes, I live in this estate, I'm trying. So immediately I came down, they just, gestured to me aggressively and asked me, go over there. So as they were saying, go over there, actually I saw close to about 20 people or 15 to 20 people already on the ground. So they asked me to join them. Of course, I did. I joined them and I sat on the floor. Everything was happening around the entrance of the estate, between the two blocks, actually, at the entrance of the estate. So they marched us out of the estate and then towards the bush path that night. And all I know is that they were taking us through a very dreary bush path, and we're going to follow them. They were like six or 7 number. About 2 or 3 of them were on military or police camouflage uniform, carrying guns. 1 or 2 were carrying guns. At least I could see that about 2 or 3 of them were carrying knives, dagger, axe. They were just carrying, brandishing and dangerous weapons.
I just finished my night prayer outside, so I stood up to tidy up the place when I saw a soldier. I was surprised when I saw them. I wanted running inside when they held me and asked of my husband. They asked me to call him and I told them I don't have a phone. They also asked for his contact and I told them I don't have it. They asked me to enter a room where they tied us without our hijabs. They insisted I take them to the owner of the house or anyone that knows him. So I took them to Mahmoud's house. When Mahmoud was about calling him, they collected the phone. They also arrested another person that just came back from work. I was lucky to escape and run inside my house. Honestly, I don't know the exact number of people they took away, but here they took 5 persons and they took 3 persons at the other house. That's all I know.
Speaking of the recent attack, the community leader highlights the security gaps in the area while calling for a robust security system that can guarantee the safety of life and property in the FCT.
This is the first time. I'm calling government to intervene for this issue, to come and look this our village, entering our area to make sure here we are here in peace, because this thing is not good. It started from local government to national to make sure they intervene for this problem.
There's one of my neighbor who they took his 4 child. His 4 child is with them. So according to the information they have called yesterday, that they should bring the food for the child. And exactly what they did, they have taken the food to the location. where they're asking for. Someone spoke with them yesterday. They are demanding for 40 million for each person, according to what I've heard.
The recent kidnapping in Dede is emblematic of the growing security challenges in Nigeria's capital city. Despite efforts by the Nigerian police to reassure citizens of adequate security, the public anxiety over security challenges remain palpable. The FCT Police Command did not comment on the attack but restated its commitment to maintaining law and order across Abuja. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Well, still on security matters, at least 10 persons have been abducted by armed bandits in an attack on Zurmi town, the headquarters of Zurmi local government area of Zamfara state. The bandits invaded Zurmi town on Tuesday evening, shooting sporadically as residents were forced to scamper for safety. Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji deployed to the town engaged the terrorists in a heavy gun duel, which lasted several hours. A resident of the area says 10 persons were abducted during the attack, including a nursing mother and her newborn baby. The Zamfara State Police Command has not released an official statement as of now on the incident. In a related development, troops of exercise Golden Dawn 3 in conjunction with personnel of the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Police Force and local vigilante operatives have raided camps on the indigenous people of Biafra and its armed affiliates, the Eastern Security Network in Anambra State. During the raid operations, the troops cleared and destroyed indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network camps. One of the terrorists was neutralized during the operation, while others escaped with gunshot wounds and one pump-action rifle was recovered. Similarly, on Saturday, the 9th of December 2023, troops of patrol along Osomoho-Okpo Road and Ehiala local government area came in contact with the militants, forcing them to abandon their location. Exercise Golden Dawn 3 was recently flagged off in the southeast region to complement the security architecture of the region during and after the Yuletide period. Now, following the numerous cases of attacks on residents and travelers who used the Okiwe Road in Imo State, residents are calling on security agencies, especially the police, to deploy a more proactive measure towards targeting those who are perpetrating the nefarious activities. In this report, Jabade Press brings us the views of some of the residents as they narrate their ordeal. The report.
Okigwe axis of the state is one of the troubled local governments in the state when it comes to insecurity. The local government located in the northern part of Imo borders Abia and Enugu states. For some time now, most residents in the local government lives in fear. The Hausa community, like many other communities that have suffered from the activities of these men of the underworld, appears to be the most hit. Countless times, they have lost their youths who are into commercial motorcycle operation, with their motorcycles being taken away.
The challenges we had before is about the killing of our people. They have killed a lot of people for us. More especially Okada Rider. There is many streets that our people can go.
Because 4 to 3 months ago, they are doing our boys collecting Okadas and all that, but now everything is normal. Okay. And the issue is very normal. But the grace of God, we know so everything we stop that.
Most especially our Okada being victims of some circumstances. Okay. But as of now, we thank God that everything is going on.
However, with the current approach by the police commissioner, they are hopeful that help has finally come their way. In response to the situation, CP Danjuma Aboki and other top senior officers of the command took out time to identify most of the flashpoints and dark spots in the axis with a view to strategize and eliminate the criminals.
We are here to assess the security architecture of this place. And there will be robot deployment of personnel in order to cause the incessant cases of attacks. And we're in Ember Mosque. We want the road to be crime-free.
As part of efforts to build confidence among residents and ensure the security of their lives and property, the police patrol various markets, both big and small, within the zone. The CP, YART 34 Brigade FOB in Okigwe, said his command is in synergy with the army, assuring that sooner than later, The hoodlums reckon the havoc will meet their Waterloo.
And the relationship between the military and the police have been very cordial, very cordial. They have been calling my president, that is the area commander, and himself too. If there are any distress call, they contact him, he has been assisting.
With the synergy among the sister agencies and the reassurance of the police, it is hope that Imo residents, especially those in Okigwe axis, will now enjoy a peaceful atmosphere and go about their normal lives, especially during the Yuletide. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
Now, the Nasarawa State House of Assembly has directed the member representing Doma South constituency, Musa Ibrahim, to resume legislative activities as he declared vacant his seat in error. Speaker of the Assembly, Naladi Jato, gave the directive during the House proceedings in Lafia. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report as presented from our studio.
The seat of the member representing Doma South, Musa Ibrahim, alongside those of the former Speaker representing Umasha and Tutu, and the member representing Kina constituency, were last week declared vacant by the Assembly following the nullification of their elections by the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal. But during the Assembly session, the House said Doma South seat was declared vacant in error because it is not in receipt of any communication that would stop the member representing the area, Musa Ibrahim, from performing his legislative function.
I want to seek your consent that Musa should return and continue with his normal duty. So those in support of that, say hi. Hi. Those that are against, say nay. They are served.
The Speaker urged Musa to resume his legislative duties in order to represent his constituency and contribute positively to the development of the state. In a related development, the Speaker of the House, Naladi Jato, has sworn in a PDP member-elect for Umasha Ugia constituency, Ibrahim Saad, following the judgment of the appeal court in Abuja, which declared him the winner of the election against the former Speaker.
I, Ibrahim Abdullah Saad, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
The Speaker, while congratulating Saad, urged him to give the House maximum support as members are united in the House irrespective of their political parties.
Now, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Plateau State, Chris Hassan, has insisted that the party did not disobey any court order in conducting elections into the state executive body. Speaking to journalists at the party's secretariat in Jos, the chairman said the party congresses were held in accordance with the PDP guidelines with adequate supervision from the representatives of the national body. There had been controversy on the issue of whether elections were conducted by the party as directed by the State High Court, which has been the determinant by the Appeal Tribunal for the sacking of elected National and State Assembly members of the party in the state. However, Hassan said the party adhered to the order of the court in all its activities. In another development, following the death of 4 children as a result of diphtheria, the Nasarawa State government, in conjunction with the World Health Organization, WHO, has commenced contact tracing of children who had contact with the deceased to offer them preventable medication. The state health educator Ishaya Amegwa disclosed this during the State Social Mobilization Technical Working Group meeting in Lafia on Wednesday. Amegwa stated that children are usually vulnerable to diseases, hence the need for parents to avail them for preventable vaccination on the circulating mutant polio virus discovered in the neighboring Plateau and Kaduna states. He said the state government has taken drastic measures to avert its outbreak. The state health educator urged members of the technical working group, including representatives of the State Ministry of Education, Media and Interfaith Forum, to intensify awareness creation on trending health issues to ensure behavioral change. This is News Update on Trust TV. Coming up ahead. Fire destroys 17 offices in Kano, property worth 19 million naira destroyed. Details of that and more after the break.
It's time to jackpot for more fun. This season, there are loads of exciting content. Enjoy all the drama, intrigue, suspense, and romance in a wide range of telenovela series, Nollywood movies, Bollywood, kiddies program, and introducing our new kiddies channel, Wooing. After 5 years of waiting, the Nigeria Premier Football League is finally back, live and exclusively on Star Times.
Enjoy more this season with our jackpot promo. Recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet and get 14 days free, or recharge 2 months and get upgraded to a higher bouquet. Wow! Recharge now and jackpot for more fun and stand a chance to win Sundial TV and other fantastic gifts. Offer runs till January 20, 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Star Times. Entertain your family.
This is Africa Update on Trust TV. I am Ayuba. Thanks for joining.
Rest of Africa, stand and make sure that our people understand.
And the story of the OAU can be told and retold. It cannot be denied that it made a contribution to the process of decolonization of the continent in many ways.
Ethiopia is where it is today in no small part because of the tireless efforts of the African Union and the wisdom of its deeply held belief in the principle of African solution to African problems.
The bulk of African countries were under colonial rule in 1945. So they did not take part in the negotiations that established the Bretton Woods institutions.
But the African continent is not included in this South-South relations. And therefore, our objective is to ensure that the Africa Free Trade Agreement is actually implemented. And the BRICS countries, all of them are trading with Africa.
And we know that there are resources in Sudan, especially in Darfur. And that is why Darfur has been on the front burner for a long time.
So Cameroonians are anxious, Cameroonians are impatient, Cameroonians are like, oh, many of the guys are not talking today. You can read it all over the social media.
Egypt has officially declined to accept fleeing Palestinians for fear that the more Palestinians you accept across the border into Egypt, the more trouble there may be for the country in the nearest and farthest future.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV, and here is a recap of some of our top stories. Abuja kidnapped victims recount experience days after abduction of over 20 persons in Buari. And 4 children die from diphtheria in Nasarawa. Now to other stories. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has declared a former Minister of Power and Steel, Olu Aguloye, wanted over alleged $6 billion fraud. Aguloye served under former President Olusegun Obasanjo between 1999 and 2003. The anti-graft agency made this known through a notification posted on its Facebook account, appealing that anyone with information about his whereabouts should report to the agency or the police. Anti-graft agency had invited Aguloye for questioning over his role in the $6 billion Mambila hydropower contract, but he did not honor their invitation. While Aguloye was serving under the ex-president, the Mambila Power Project was approved both allegedly without the approval of the Federal Executive Council. In an interview, Obasanjo insisted that he was not in the know of who awarded the contract. Obasanjo had challenged Aguloye to tell Nigerians where he derived the authority to award a $6 billion contract to Sunrise Power and Transmission Limited in respect of the project in 2003. In his response, Aguloye said the nature of the initial contract for the Mambila Power Project was awarded as a build, operate, and transfer contract in May 2003 under his watch. Now, in a sad development, the Kano State Fire Service has confirmed that an early morning fire on Wednesday gutted 17 offices at Gwale Local Government Secretariat. The Public Relations Officer of the service, Samir Abdullahi, who confirmed this in Kano, said the ground floor of about 200 feet used as an office and others totaling 17 was completely razed down. He He also said a 406 Peugeot, 1 Hiace bus and a station wagon ambulance were slightly burnt. He assured that the service was investigating the cause of the fire. In a similar development, a fire outbreak has destroyed properties worth millions of naira in Ilorin, Kwara State capital, on Tuesday evening. The fire outbreak was reported at Zion Oba Kama, opposite Doris Lehman House, University of Ilorin Road in Ilorin South local government area of the state. The incident was reported at about 5 p.m. on Tuesday and was eventually subdued by firefighters, preventing further separated facilities in the area. 7 shops were affected by the fire. According to the spokesman of the State Fire Service, Hassan Adekule, there was, however, no records of casualty while the cause of the fire was attributed to a power surge. The Director of Kwara State Fire Service, Prince Falade John Olumuyiwa, called on the public to observe and practice safety measures during this period when fire outbreaks become regular. He also encouraged the public to call emergency services in times of need. Reading books can broaden an individual's understanding of the world around and help build the knowledge, base and capacity of individuals. In Nigeria today, reading for leisure or educational purposes continues to be on a decline as illiteracy rate rises across the country. Demi Azande samples the views of residents in Makurdi on the phenomenon. Here's the report.
There's a famous saying that goes, if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book because Africans don't like to read. This statement, although sad, is unfortunately true to some degree, looking at the current state of affairs in Nigeria. Nigeria has been rated by the World Culture Score Index as one of the countries in the world with the lowest reading culture, while available statistics from National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education shows that 38% of Nigerians are non-literate, as 4 in 10 primary school children cannot read for comprehension.
Children today, unless they are in school, most parents do not prioritize their interest. They do not hold their interest in books. We had this time where our parents had this shelf. I always like to describe the shelf because it was a symbol of the reading culture back in the days, and it did us good. All the grammar that we speak today wasn't from university, it wasn't from college, it was from that young when we interacted with the books. So yes, we need to do something about the reading culture.
Structural challenges linked to inadequate infrastructure like libraries, quality education programs, as well as socio-economic factors like poverty, insecurity, and inequality play a significant role in compounding the already critical situation.
Because, children love imitating the adults. And because the adults, as a result of the economic hardship, people are pursuing money and the interest is not there. And as the children too, they are also imitating their parents. And as a result of that, it's a decline in reading. So if the adults start to pick interest in reading, the younger ones will start imitating them. The society will become better.
With Nigeria's education system in limbo, many are advocating high-quality parenting to mitigate the gaps that will help boost the literacy level of the next generation, as well as improve Nigeria's standing on reading culture.
Reading culture among our students and even the children generally in Nigeria is dying out gradually, and we teachers and schools owe it to duty to make sure that it doesn't die by encouraging our children to pick books and read, even from whatever age they are. From the kindergarten, children can begin to do something, picking ABC, putting together, read 1 or 2 letter words and that. By the time the child grows, become a good reader of any book he or she picks onto it.
The socio-economic benefits of reading books can have far-reaching impact on one's life. As the most populous black nation in the world, Nigeria cannot afford to have a significant part of its population unable or unwilling to read. The unpalatable development is counterproductive to the growth and development of the giant of Africa. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
And now in business, the COP28 Climate Summit held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates on Wednesday approved a first ever call for the world to transition away from fossil fuels. The summit tackled the top culprit of climate change after years of avoidance, although at-risk countries said far more action was needed. After 13 days of talks and several sleepless nights in a country built on oil wealth, the Emirati president of the UN-led COP28 summit, Sultan Al Jaber, banged a gavel to signal that the world had reached consensus. Describing the deal as bringing transformational change on climate, Jaber said the UAE has helped to restore faith and trust in multilateralism and shown that humanity can come together. European Union Climate Chief Wopke Hoekstra called the agreement long overdue, saying it had taken nearly 30 years of climate meetings to arrive at the beginning of the end of fossil fuels. And now away from Nigeria, 2 Benin Republic soldiers were killed when the motorbike they were riding hit an improvised explosive in the north of the country, 2 security sources and a local resident said on Wednesday. No group immediately claimed responsibility for the incident in Karimama district close to the border with Niger. But northern Benin, like its neighbors Ghana, Togo and Ivory Coast, has seen increasing risks of violence spilling over its border from terrorists in the Sahel. The details were confirmed by a police source working in the region and a local resident. The Benin Army did not immediately comment, but the incident was also reported by 2 local private newspapers. And with that, we have come to the end of the newspaper on Trust. We have come to the end of the Trust News Update. Do follow us across all our media platforms on our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary.